Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a surprising and somewhat counterintuitive story about our planet's atmosphere. You probably remember the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. The world went into lockdown, streets emptied, planes were grounded, and for a moment the air in our cities felt cleaner than it had in decades. But this quiet period had an unforeseen side effect, one that scientists are just now fully understanding. It seems these lockdowns inadvertently contributed to the largest recorded surge in methane, a greenhouse gas far more potent than carbon dioxide in the short term. So, how did this happen? A recent study published in the journal Science, led by a team of 41 researchers from Peking University, cracked the code. They discovered that the dramatic drop in traffic and industrial activity led to a sharp decrease in nitrogen oxide emissions. Now, nitrogen oxides are pollutants we definitely want to reduce, but they play a complex role in atmospheric chemistry. They help create something called hydroxyl radicals, which are often nicknamed the Pac-Man of the atmosphere. Just like the video game character, these radicals gobble up methane, breaking it down and removing it from the air. During the lockdowns, with fewer nitrogen oxides being produced, the number of these hydroxyl Pac-Men plummeted. This meant that methane, which was still being emitted from other sources, could linger in the atmosphere for much longer, causing it to build up at an unprecedented rate. The researchers found that this change in atmospheric chemistry accounted for about 80% of the year-on-year spike in methane's growth rate. Shushi Peng, one of the study's lead authors, mentioned they were initially hoping to see a decrease in man-made methane emissions, but this atmospheric quirk complicated the picture. The numbers are truly staggering. According to data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, the annual growth rate of methane hit 15 parts per billion in 2020. That was the highest level ever recorded since we started systematically measuring it back in 1983. But the story doesn't end there. That record was shattered again in 2021, when the growth rate jumped to an even more alarming 17.7 parts per billion. Overall, global methane emissions rose from an average of about 550 teragrams per year in the previous decade to between 570 and 590 teragrams from 2020 to 2022. It's a huge increase in a very short amount of time. But the reduced Pac-Man effect wasn't the only factor at play. Nature added its own powerful contribution. The lockdown period coincided with 3 straight years of a La Niña climate pattern. La Niña is known for bringing unusually heavy rainfall to tropical regions around the world. This extra water caused wetlands, especially in equatorial Asia and Africa, to expand significantly. And what happens in waterlogged, swampy environments? Microbes get to work. As they decompose organic matter in the absence of oxygen, they release massive amounts of methane. Separate research shows that these expanded wetlands were a major source of the additional methane, adding even more fuel to the fire. The warmer and wetter conditions were the perfect recipe for these methane-producing microbes to thrive. So, what does all of this mean for climate policy? Well, it presents a tricky dilemma. We absolutely need to reduce air pollution from things like cars and power plants for the sake of public health. But this research shows that as our air gets cleaner in one way, it might become less effective at cleaning itself in another, specifically by reducing its ability to remove methane. As Dr. Peng explained, if we have fewer natural methane sinks in the atmosphere, it puts even more pressure on us to slash our man-made emissions directly at the source. This highlights the incredible complexity of our planet's systems. An action taken in one area can have unexpected ripple effects elsewhere. It underscores the urgent need to tackle methane emissions from all major sources, including fossil fuels, agriculture, and waste. For instance, scientists Ewan Nisbet and Martin Manning pointed out that there are huge opportunities for countries like China and India to capture methane from coal mines, landfills, and wastewater treatment plants, turning a potent pollutant into a potential resource. This isn't a reason to stop cleaning our air, but a call to be smarter and more comprehensive in our climate strategy. We have to address all sides of the equation. Thanks so much for watching and for your interest in understanding our complex world. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into science and the environment. We'll see you in the next one.